Alright, assalamualaikum and a very good morning, good afternoon, good every evening. Good evening everyone. Okay, alright, too fast of an introduction. Lidah pun terbelit. Alright, so welcome to the next episode of the Moneymalist, whereby today we're going to talk about pandemic money tips, right? I mean, yeah, talking about money in this pandemic situation is it's a bit of a sensitive topic, but we still have to talk about it. It doesn't matter if it's in a pandemic or we're out of the pandemic one day, all right? But when we talk about money, it is what flows the economy, and what comes in must comes out, and it's very very important for us to stay alert on money matters. Okay, so when I talk about when I think about this topic, I really want to look at it at a very minimalistic kind of way, obviously, of course, right? And I don't want to get into too much technicalities that you have to do A, B, C, and these, but it's more of a minimalistic approach, right? So those of you guys who are very accustomed to the channel knows what being a minimalist is all about. So I'm going to share with you guys a thing like how minimalism can save us money. Actually, how it can, because it saves me a tons of money. Previously I thought I was a minimalistic person, buying less things, and but then as the journey goes by, I've been practicing minimalism for, I think, for 2.5 years. All right, 2.5 years. So transitioning from the mindset and to the heart set, and what we do day in and day out, it brings a lot of changes in my financial, not financial status, but financial well-being. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here. Hold on. Share screen, entire screen. All right. Okay. So I hope you guys can see my screen. All right. So how minimalism saves money. So I'm gonna open my whiteboard here. And the first thing why when we practice minimalism can save us money is because of we want to buy things with intention. Intention. Right, I'm gonna write it down and scribble on this. Okay, so what do I mean, buying with intention? So when we practice minimalism, right, the number one thing that we have to consider is that each and everything that we buy must have purpose. Okay, must have purpose. And when we think about purpose is in practicing minimalism is we want to have that long-term mindset. Okay, we want to have that long-term mindset, because during this pandemic it's very easy for us to get stressed out. Okay, because we can't even go out of the house. Okay, we can't meet our friends. We only have to do zoom calls and whatnot. And sometimes people feel stressed about it. They feel like some social pressure, not being able to go outside and talk to people. So sometimes we indulge in short-term pleasure. All right, so maybe we considered we want to buy games, or we want to shop. Okay, we want to shop for things. We want to buy things that make us happy. We want to buy food. Okay, we want to buy gadgets. We want to buy clothing. We want to buy shoes, jewelry, and whatnot, whatever it is. Okay, so but the thing is, whenever we want to buy something, okay, we want to make sure that it is for long-term purpose. It's not for a short-term purpose. Why? Because in short term, whenever you buy that something, it arrives into your house. You open that parcel, you open the box, and you unboxed it, or maybe you filmed it, you put it in a video recording form. Okay, you unbox that thing, that item you just bought. You feel happy. Okay, you feel happy, you feel excited, you feel empowered to do your job, to do your daily activities. But the thing is, when we buy something for short term, right, we are basically sacrificing our future endeavors. Okay, what I mean by that is that let's say for example, I like good quality shirts. Okay, no, let's not put shirts. Okay, let's say the new PS5, or we don't even have to buy the PS5. We can even get a second-hand PS4 for like below 800 bucks or below 700 bucks. You can get a PS4, right? So a lot of people, when they feel, uneasy because they have to stay in because of the pandemic, they want to look for something that, that eases their nervousness, right? So let's say, for example, I want to buy a PS4. Okay, it's because I feel bored sitting at home. I want to buy something that cheers me up. So I'm looking at a PS4. Okay, so we can buy PS4 is for very cheap actually. You can even find it for around 500 or 600 ringgit, right here in Malaysia. But the thing is, before we buy this particular PS4, we want to take a step back and really think about, why am I buying this? Let's say, for example, this pandemic ill and let's say we can go out of our house by the end of this year. For example, December, okay, December 2021, okay, we will be able to, all this MCOs will start to reduce, and we start to, able to go back out and do our job outside and meet our friends, right? So let's say by end of this year, we're able to our friends face to face, okay, not through Zooms anymore. So we have to think back, will this PS4 bring value to me if I'm able to do my daily activities back to back, like normal? Will the PS4 bring values to me? Okay, most often than not, sometimes all this, short-term pleasures will only pleasures us for a short period of time, and let's say after the end of this year, we're not even going to use it. Okay, I see a lot of gaming consoles, only collecting dust after even a few months. Okay, unless they are hardcore gamers, play games every single day. That's different. But for many of us who just buy a gaming console just to, it's cool, it's nice, it's a new gadget, just to please our short-term pleasures. Okay, we will lose our long-term. We will lose long-term because let's say we spend 700 bucks for the PS4, right? Okay, right. So this PS4, let's say we only used it for, let's say 6 months. Okay, 6 months. So this value divided by 6 months, this is actually how much we're spending. Okay, let's say for 600, we buy it for 600 ringgit, and each month actually we are paying 100 ringgit just to satisfy our cravings, or just to satisfy for us short term. Okay, if it's not a problem if we play it long term. Why? For example, let's say we buy a PS4 or PS5. Let's just say the PS4 for 700 bucks, right? And we play it for 2 years straight for 700 days. So if you average out the cost, it'll be like 1 ringgit per day. Okay, 1 ringgit per day. But when we buy things and we only use it for a short period of time, it'll become very, very expensive, and for me, it's not very practical to do so. All right. So when we want to buy things, when we want to shop for things, always think about the long term. Okay, what are we going to have? I mean, are we going to still play with it long term? Are we still going to use it long term? Is it going to bring you long term benefits? Right. So number one is buy things with intention. So that's the number one reason why being minimalism and practicing Moneymalism will help you to save money. All right. Next is low maintenance living. Okay, let me get my keyboard here. Oops. All right, let's get this out of the way. Okay, number 2 is low maintenance living. Okay, so what I mean by this is when we practice minimalism, right, we don't buy too many things. Okay, we always love to declutter our things. So what happens is that it's very, very simple. When we have a lot of things, we have a lot of things to maintain, and therefore it will rise our long-term costs. Okay, the cost of fixing things, and also the cost of buying all these gadgets and things and technologies and clothes and jewelries and stuff. Okay, but if we're able to reduce the things that we buy, then we will reduce our maintenance costs, and therefore we will reduce the money that we needed to maintain all these things. Okay, and last but not least is we're going to have more space. Right, space. Right. So what I mean by space is two things. Okay, when we practice minimalism, or sometimes they call it frugalism. Okay, this is also another or another method. Okay, because people usually talk about minimalism. There's another thing called frugalism, where we try to save as much money as possible, okay, by reducing the things that we buy, and sometimes even considering buying cheaper stuff than branded goods. Okay, so when I talk about space, there's actually two things. All right, one is actually we're talking about the, hold on, all right, okay, so when we talk about space, is one is our financial space, because when we spend less, we have more things. Okay, we have more money, then we can source that to other places or other purposes. And one more is our mind space. Okay, our mind space. All right, the thing is that the more things that we buy, the more things that we tend to think about. Okay, so I'm just looking this as a whole, right? So the more things we want to purchase, let's say we're thinking of buying a car, we're thinking of buying a house, a computer, we want to buy food and whatnot. The more things that we are planning to buy, okay, the more space it occupies in our mind. Okay, the more thinking space we have. We have exponential thinking space, but sometimes people are already stressed out thinking about how the situation is right now. So the thing is, when we buy more stuff, okay, we are eating up our brain thinking space. Okay, let's say for example, I want to buy computer. Obviously, I want to do research, what computer I need, what computer I don't need, what specs do I need. Let's say I want to buy a shirt. What type of shirt I want to buy, what color does it have to fit my current wardrobe. Let's say I want to buy shoes. What shoes can fit me? Okay, what type of shoes I want to buy. I want to buy sandals or slippers, or maybe sneakers. All right, so the more things that we plan to buy and we want to buy, we are actually sacrificing our space, our creative mind space, for us to think about something else. Okay, that is one part of it. The second part of it, when you have buy something, okay, when you have buy something, previously I had this problem. Previously I like to buy good looking t-shirts. All right, I have like 4 or 5 suits, and I love to match them with colored t-shirts, right? So what happened was that I only wore, I wore them regularly, almost every week. I wore them because back when I practicing my my financial planning, and I did it in insurance and takaful and whatnot. So I got looking good wearing all those t-shirts. But eventually, now living as a minimalist, we have all those t-shirts. I already given them up, by the way. I donated them and I sold them, right? What happened is that before we buy things, we have to think about buying all these things, all the specs, all the features. We have to think about the price. We have to think about the colors and whatnot. The thing is, after we buy the things, it also occupies our mind. Why? Because we have to think about, okay, where I'm going to keep this thing. Okay, is it still looking good? Do I have to sell it at one point of time? Can I still use it? Okay, let's say for example, when I have a lot of shit, like uh back then, I was a lot thinner. Okay, I was a lot thinner. So, and then the clothes starts, I can't fit my old clothes anymore. This was like 5 or 6 years ago, okay, worth of clothes. So I can't fit anymore. Then that occupies my thinking space. Like, do I have to lose weight to fit into my clothes bag, or Do I just sell them? Do I need to sell them, or should I donate them? Okay, am I a bad person if I sell them instead of donating them, right? So yeah, before we buy something, we think a lot about all those things. And even after we buy something, we still have to use our thinking space, our thinking mind to think about the things that we already bought and what to do with them, right? Okay, so yeah, so that is how minimalism would save us money, right? One is we buy something for long-term purposes and not for short-term pleasure. And the second thing is space. Okay, it will less occupy our financial space and our mind space. And also, last but not least, is we have low maintenance living. Okay, the less stuff we own, the less maintenance that we will have to do or to carry out, whatnot. Okay, all right. So how the next point is, okay, I want to talk about our wallets and purses. Okay, I want to talk about our wallets and purses. All right. So what I mean by this is, we are in a very unique time where we are transitioning. Previously, we have everything we want to pay by cash, and some say that cash is king. Okay, have you guys heard of this sentence before? Cash is king. Okay, yeah, that's the crown. All right. So people say cash is king, and we are moving towards digitalization. Okay, whereby nowadays we can't even see what we own, right? Like cryptocurrency, and it still bogs some minds that how cryptocurrency exists. I mean, a lot of people out there doesn't even know how cryptocurrency exists. So we are transitioning from the things that we could see, feel, and spend, and to the things that we can't even see and feel anymore, but still we have to spend. Okay, so previously we have cash in hand, now we have digital wallets. Okay, so that made me thinking, because previously, if we want to buy something, okay, we would physically take out our money and pay at the counter and whatnot, right? Okay, but nowadays people are moving towards online purchases, and now we have online wallets. Online, okay, and we have online wallets. Oops, sorry. All right, okay, it's okay. Let's change this up a bit. All right, so basically now we have online wallets. Okay, so let me try write this up. I'm not sure why it's laggy. All right, so I want to talk about our wallets and purses. I want to divide them by category. So the first thing is cash. Okay, the first thing is cash, which is we still pay things by cash, and we still give tips by cash. I still use cash up until today, but not as much as using digital wallets and whatnot, and using online transfers. So the first wallet that we have actually is our cash in hand, right? The second is our digital wallet, which is all those transactions that you do online. It will be also your online banking. Okay, right. Last is, I call them as invisible wallets. Okay, so what does cash in hand mean? Is everything that we could see, feel, and spend. That is what I meant by cash in hand, whereby we could physically see our money coming out of our wallet and giving it to someone, or anywhere we spend it. Okay, so digital wallet is, we still realize that we have the money. Let's say, for example, when you open your let's say Maybank to you, or your CIMB online banking, or you open your let's see, Boost wallet. Okay, you open your Boost wallet or your GrabPay wallet. So that is all your wallets inside of there, and things that we could see. All right, so what I meant, and the next thing is invisible wallets. So what invisible wallets is that all those small wallets that we use to, gather up points, okay, or we used to pay subscriptions, okay. Let's say when you pay something for your Netflix subscriptions, right, or your Apple Music subscription or your Spotify subscriptions, okay, what happened is that all these little things, okay, sometimes we often forgot exist. Okay, sometimes we even forgot that it exists. Let's say, how much are we paying for Spotify? Okay, let's say we're paying for Spotify. Hold on, let me make this a little bit thicker. Oops. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the last wallet, this invisible one. Okay, all right. So what happened is that we are moving towards a one-time pay basis. Okay, let's say if you want to buy a laptop, okay, let's say for example, if you want to buy a laptop, you pay just one lump sum, and yeah, then you take the laptop back home. But now we are moving more towards a subscription basis. Have you guys noticed that? Okay, so previously when we want to buy music, we could buy CDs, right? CDs, or even online MP3s, and you pay once, and yeah, you don't have to even pay anymore, right? You just paid once. Now we're moving towards the subscription model. A lot of the companies like to do subscription because from the consumer's point of view, it's very cheap, and you get something that supposedly be something expensive, right? So let me give you something a bit of expensive. Okay, do you know Mercedes? Yeah, Mercedes the car. Let me, yeah. Okay. Do you know that they have some sort of a subscription type of thing whereby they will give you upgrade a car every 5 year, for example. Okay, this is for example. So let's say every 3 years, okay, you'll be given a choice to upgrade your car. So you just pay like just a small amount every month for the next 2 years, and after the third year, you'll be given a choice whether you want to own the car or you want to change into a new model, right? So what happens is that when you want to own the car, you have to pay all those you have to pay lump sum. Okay, you have to pay lump sum the balance. If you want to buy a new car, for example, then they'll start on a new subscription basis for the next 3 years, 5 years, you choose. All right. So can you imagine, even a car manufacturer, you know, are thinking ways on how to go into a subscription model. Okay, I believe in the future we'll have more of this subscription-based model, right? Because uh, to me financially, I don't really like subscriptions. I like a one-time payment, and I have the rights to it. Okay, what happened in subscription is that we pay a monthly fee. We don't even own that stuff. Okay, you got me, guys. We don't even own that stuff. Let's say for example Spotify, right? You pay a monthly subscription fee. The music, you don't have the rights to the music. Let's say the next month you're not you stop paying for the subscription. So yeah, the next month it's not even yours. Let's say if previously we buy CDs, right? CDs or MP3 files, right? So when you buy an MP3 files, it's for you forever. You can use it at any point of time in the future, whenever you want it, when you want it. All right. So, yeah, that's why I love this one-time payment rather than subscription-based model. So yeah, what happened is that what we need to do actually, we have to list down all of our subscriptions that we have, okay, so that we will reassess, do we need it or we don't need it. Okay, for example, people subscribe to Netflix. All right. And for Netflix, they have a lot of tiers. You have your single computer, you have your, I don't know, two computer price, or even multiple computer price for 5 computers and whatnot. So we have to check back in our Netflix. I mean, do we really need those all those computers be activated at the same time? Okay, so let's say you could even say $30 a month. Okay, you times that by 12 months, then it's already 360 ringgit. 360 ringgit, we put it somewhere that could, give us growth, then that's free. Okay, from something that we don't even use. Okay, people subscribe to Astro, right? So Astro, I'm not sure. I've been unsubscribed to Astro for the past many years. I think more than 10 years. I haven't subscribed to Astro. Now they have an alternative like Enjoy, right? Okay, so let's say the average subscription for Astro is 150 ringgit, and imagine, paying for this for the next 12 months, how many it could cost you, right? Okay, so basically, all this subscription is eating up our invisible wallet. We can't even see them. Why? Because each and every month, okay, let's say if you spend something, let's say it costs you around 200 ringgit. Okay, let's say it costs you something, you purchase an item that costs you $200. When you look at your online statement, you will notice that, what did I bought with 200 bucks? Okay, but let's say the subscription is only 40.99, and when you look at your bank statement, okay, you won't even see the 40.99. You just disregard it. Okay, maybe I just bought a food or whatnot because it's cheap. Okay, because it's cheap. What happened is that, Spotify is deducting you at the, let's say, early of the month, whenever you subscribe, okay? And Netflix is deducting you at the middle of the month, and then maybe Extra is a bit expensive, or maybe Apple Music, and then you pay for Dropbox storage and Apple storage. If you, aggregate all this cost, it might even cost you hundreds of ringgits. Okay, it might cost you hundreds of ringgits. Alright, it might cost you hundreds of ringgits. So individually, it might not be, matter that much, just 50 ringgit, right? Or even 10 ringgit, or sometimes even 5 ringgit. Okay, now you even have apps or games on subscription basis. So yeah, this is what is happening, right? Sometimes we don't notice it, but if we add up, the total cost of it, sometimes we could even save more money than we have, we ever think about it. Okay, so yeah, so that is what I mean by invisible wallets. All right. Okay. So yeah, so when talking about our wallets and purses, we really have to dig into what currently are we spending. And one thing, okay, I just want to add one more thing. Okay, so let's say we have this cash, right? We have cash, and we have our online banking or online wallet, and also we have this third invisible wallet. Okay, so what we need to do is that we have to do a simple budget. Okay, we have to do a simple budgeting, so that whatever comes out of cash, whatever comes out of your online banking, whatever out of your wallet, okay, gets aggregated, or gets you get a little bit of summary into your budgeting. Okay, let's say for example, for this month you want to pay let's say 200 ringgit for internet and services. Okay, this is including your Unify and whatnot. Okay, so internet and services. Alright, so whenever you pay by cash, you put it in the same budget. Whenever you spend it by your online banking, you put it in the same budget. Whenever we spend it by our online wallets or our invisible wallet, we put it in the same budget. So what happened is that it doesn't even matter where our money is coming out of from. Okay, it doesn't even matter if you even have a fourth or fifth wallet, okay, online wallet, because nowadays a lot of wallet, GrabPay wallet, Shopback wallet, online wallet, online banking, MAE, right? So it doesn't even matter where your money is coming out of from, but what matters is that you have this one central place where you would see all your expenses. Okay, so yeah, do budgeting and we could gather everything up and do informed future decisions. Okay, because we have to remember one thing: people, people don't fail financially overnight, but they fail over time. And to be financially free, to have financial freedom, it's not about buying things. It's not about buying products. It's not about buying investments or buying insurance and things, but it's about making the right decision time after time. Right? Okay. So next is, all right. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the tips. Okay, Moneymalist money tips. Okay, hold on. And open my iPad. All right. Okay, now let's go on to the tips. Okay, so what tips do I have for you guys? Okay, number one is very, very important, is saving what you save. Saving what you saved. All right. Okay, so undoubtedly, during this pandemic, we have to eat up some of our savings, right? But at the same time, some of us actually are able to save money. Why? Because we would be able to save our traveling cost. Okay, our traveling cost. Previously, we have to pay for petrol. Okay, previously we have to pay for petrol. Let's say, how many are we saving from not have to filling up our car with fuel each and every week? Okay, previously my budget for 1 week was 300 ringgit. Right? So when the pandemic happens, everything is done online. My classes, my things, my jobs, okay, is being done online. So I don't have to take my car out anymore. So this was my budget for my fuel for that week. And if you times that by 4, so in 1 month, I actually save 1,200 ringgit worth of fuel money. Okay, I actually save 1,200 ringgit worth of fuel money. Okay, and this is only talking about fuel. We would also save our servicing costs. Okay, we take out our car less, we don't use our car that much anymore, so we would save our servicing cost. So previously we would service our car, let's say every 2 or 3 months, or maybe 5 or 6 months. So it's because when we reduce our usage of our car, we're able to save our servicing. Yes, we have to, sometimes we have deadlines, right? I mean, we have to service our car, let's say every 10,000 kilometers, or even or even though, or sorry, or this at this particular date, then you have to bring your car service. So let's say your next service is due in 6 months, right? But if we are traveling a lot, we will make this threshold of 10,000 kilometers earlier than 6 months, right? So now it's because of the pandemic, we can't even go out that much, we can't even go on vacation. So instead of, let's say, within 2 or 3 months we have to service our car, so at least we are saving this cost for our 6 months. Okay, so let's say for example you have to spend 2 times at the cost of 300 ringgit for one service. Okay, for one service you are spending around 300 ringgit for one service session. So instead of paying like 300 for the first service, for the second service of your first half of the year is 300 ringgit. So total 600 bucks, right? Okay, but it's because of we're not using our car that much. So in 6 months, we only have to service our car once. All right, so we're saving that 300 ringgit actually. Boom. Again, we're saving money. Okay, do you know what else we save? Our toll. Okay, when we are traveling less, we don't have to pay for our toll. So actually, that is a lot of things that might be a saving point for us when we don't go out for work, right? We can save our lunch money. Okay, believe it or not, eating at home is much more cheaper than ordering Grab food or Food Panda. Okay, So yeah, and same as eating outside. So previously, if we have to go out and eat, we eat out with our friends, with co-workers. Sometimes we eat at all these expensive places. Let's say per meal is around 10 to 15 ringgit per meal. Okay, per meal is 10 to 15 ringgit, or sometimes 7 or 8. All right, let's just take 10 ringgit. Okay, for 1 week times 5 days, that is 50 ringgit per week, and times 4 is actually 200 ringgit a month. All right, so in total we will be saving 200 ringgit for our lunch money, 1,200 for my petrol, and also 300 for my car servicing. And that is just some of it. Okay, that is just some of it. So you guys can work out what is your figures, how much basically are you saving. But the thing is, the problem is, okay, the problem is not the amount. Okay, so what I said was saving what you saved. Saving what you save. Okay, the thing is, even though let's say I'm saving my lunch money, instead of paying every day 10 ringgit, right, for my lunch, now I'm staying at home. Okay, I don't even realize that I'm saving 10 ringgit because I didn't go to lunch. Okay, I didn't even notice it. I'm saving 10 bucks because I didn't go to lunch today. All right, so what I suggest is that, okay, if you have worked out how much you're saving a day, or maybe a week, or even a month, okay, you just take this amount and put it into your savings account. Even better, put it inside your ASP account, or even tabung haji account. Okay, put it somewhere less liquid. Okay, because if you put it in your savings account, in your banking account, I don't really call them savings account, I call them deferred spendings account. Okay, because they're not going to stay there for a long time. And yeah, if you have your finances all in one place, we tend to spend them. Okay, so if we're saving this 10 ringgit inside our banking account, we don't even realize we're saving 10 ringgit. Okay, same goes to this petrol money. If a week of petrol money is costing me 200 ringgit. Okay, why is it's expensive? Because I drove a Mercedes A class, so yeah, sometimes it eats a lot of of fuel. Okay, for me to travel, go out, and that. So yeah, it's very good that I don't have to bring the car out anymore. All right, because we could even save more, right? So the thing is, we have to you know we have to take out that money and put it somewhere safe, where it is less liquid, but if in case of emergency, it is readily available for us to withdraw. Okay, so saving what you save. All right, next. Okay, next step is we have to buy, we look for sales. Okay, whenever we want to buy things, okay, we buy during a sale. Okay, and this is after you think about, am I going to use this long term? One. Okay, does this purchase have purpose to it? Okay, and after we got these 2 points thought out, you want to buy something and you're going to use it long term, not just during this pandemic, and it'll only be just collecting dust in our closet or in the store and whatever, and we have purpose of buying things, right? Okay, we look for a sale before we buy things. Okay, don't just go out and buy things because we need it, because it depends on what you buy. You would even able to save 5 or 10%. 5 or 10%. Let's say, for example, you want to buy okay, I have a kid, 2.5 years old, so he's getting big now, right? So I have to buy him new clothes. So instead of I just buy him clothes whenever I wanted to, or feel like, okay, I want to buy him new clothes, what I can do is that I could just put all the things that I want to buy in my wish list. Okay, put it in my wish list, and when there's a sale coming on, okay, then I would buy the things that are in my shopping cart or my wish list. Okay, I don't just go out and buy those things. Okay, so because with discount I would able to save around sometimes 5, sometimes 15%. Okay, let's say the cost of item is total is 100 ringgit. Okay, if I save around 15%, then that would be 15 ringgit on one purchase. All right, and saving what you save. Okay, so let's say on a particular purchase you got a 15% discount. Okay, you have to save the discounted amount into your savings account or investment account. Okay, a lot of people, what happened is that, let's say they have 500 ringgit of shopping money. Okay, hold on, let me turn on the AC for a while. It's getting pretty hot. All right. Okay. So, where was I? All right. Okay. So let's say for next month I have 500 ringgit to spend, to buy things, to buy, to shop, just to shop, right? I have 500 ringgit. So let's say the total discount I get for that particular month is 10%. Okay, is 10%, which is 50 bucks. Okay, what happened is that when we usually what happened is when we got this 50 ringgit discount, we look for other things to buy. Okay, I'm saving 50 ringgit. What else can I buy? All right, this is the wrong way to approach minimalism shopping, which is when you save money, you truly have to save money. Okay, we save on a discount is not for the purpose of to buy more things, but it's actually for the purpose of saving. Okay, that is what discounts usually meant for, is you discount, you save money, right? Not spend more money because you got more discounts. Right? Okay, so whenever you have a budget and we have a certain discount for that particular month, okay, we just have to make sure that if you have like 5% discount, 10% discount, you find out how much you're saving. Okay, usually nowadays the online shop already tells you, okay, you got a 10% discount, which means you'll be saving around 25 ringgit. So this 25 ringgit, go to your online banking account and immediately transfer it to your investment account or your, I don't know, where you save your fixed deposit, or you save in your savings account, tabung haji, ASB, and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, saving what you save. All right, sorry. Okay, next tip number 3. Okay, tip number 3 is planning ahead. Okay, planning ahead. All right. Okay, what I mean by planning ahead is, when you want to buy, when you want to buy something, okay, when you want to buy something, always plan what you're going to do with it before even buying it. Okay, if we have unplanned purchases, then sometimes the things get unused and we are only going to throw it off. Let's say, for example, we want to buy groceries. The simplest example is groceries. Okay, right. So what I usually do is that every 2 or 3 weeks I'll be buying groceries. Okay, so what I'll do is that I am going to plan my meal ahead of time. Okay, I'm going to plan my meal ahead of time. So before I go out and buy my groceries, this is my shopping cart. Okay, so before I go and buy my groceries, I will be planning, let's say for this week, what I'll be having for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and for snacking. Okay, all right. Next is based on what I'll be having, then I'll be planning what I'll be buying, so that I don't just look at the grocery list, and or look at a particular grocery site, and just look at the things like when I see like let's say tomato. Okay, what can I buy tomato for? Then I buy things. I mean, the simple example is like this. Okay, the simple example is like this. Okay, I'm gonna ask you that, guys, one question. Between a house, between a house and a furniture. Okay, let me try to draw a sofa here. Okay, alright. Okay, and a wardrobe. Okay, alright. Okay, between a house and your furnitures. Okay, which one would we buy first? Okay, do we buy the house first and then we buy the furnitures to fit inside the house? Or, we see a good sofa. Hey, I think this is a good sofa. Let's buy the sofa. Hey, this is a good coffee table, man. I would imagine it would look so good on our living room. Okay, buy a coffee table. Hey, this water is so nice. It's transparent and whatnot. It will fit my clothes. But then we don't even have a house yet. It doesn't make sense, right? So it's same goes for planning. Okay, obviously we need to buy a house first. Okay, and then we're going to see what we have and what we need, and then we buy the furnitures to put inside our house. Okay, so same goes for grocery planning. What we're going to do is that we don't buy all these tomatoes or chicken, meat, and Milos and whatnot, and then just take it back to our house. Okay, we have to have our structure first. Okay, we have to have our planning first, what we want to do for this week, for next week, okay, for that week, and what we currently do already have in the house, so that we don't duplicate things. Okay, so yeah, when you already have what you want, you have a list of what you want to buy, and then you go out and shopping for the furnitures to fit into what you own or what you need. All right, so planning before we buy something. Okay, last but not least is pre-loving. Pre-love. Okay, so what I mean by pre-love is buying pre-love and selling pre-loved. All right. Okay, I would say most of the time we don't need new things. Let's say you want to buy an iPhone. Okay, let's say you want to buy an iPhone or Android phone and whatnot, whatever phone you want to buy. You want to buy a gadget, a laptop and whatnot. All right. So I would suggest looking at the pre-love market. Okay, pre-love is just a good word for second-hand market. Right? It's the same, pre-love. Okay, yeah. So yeah. I would suggest when you want to buy something, just looking, you really need it. After you'll use it for long term, and you'll use it. It has purpose in your life. So when you want to buy it, instead of straight going to Lazada or going to Shopee, going to eBay, and whatever shopping places out there, try looking for pre-loved items. Why? Pre-loved item, based on sellers, okay, gives you a very good value for money. Okay, let's say for example, if you want to buy a good laptop, right? Okay, I'm just using this as my own example. Okay, my current laptop is just the base model MacBook Air. Cost around 3,500 ringgit, something like that. Okay, 3,500 ringgit. Okay, 3,500. So if you go on to Carousel, okay, or go on eBay, you would find cheaper, and sometimes people only bought it for like 1 week. Then they decided, this laptop doesn't suit me, I'm going to sell it. And just because they just open boxed it, they used it for 1 week, you would get, you still have the warranty for the next 360 days for 1 whole year. Okay, minus the 1 week he opened the box. Okay, and you would be saving around, depends on the technology you buy. Okay, depend on the things you buy. Okay, you would save around 100 to 500 ringgit, and this is on my model of MacBook Air. Okay, instead of you paying around 3.5k, okay, you would find sometimes 2.9 or 3,000. Okay, there are people who buy things and they decided, I'm not going to use it. Okay, just sell it off. Okay, so yeah, buying pre-loved items. Okay, look for good sellers and sellers that still provide warranties and the things is still new, and also, of course, look for legit products. Okay, next is selling pre-loved. Right, this is what minimalists love to do, which is decluttering. Okay, so decluttering is reassessing what you currently have right now. Okay, what you currently have right now inside your home or inside your office and whatnot, and picking out items that you don't even use anymore. Okay, I have a few rules that you can use. The easiest one is, if you haven't used it for 3 months, okay, if you haven't used it for more than 3 months, it means that you probably won't need it. Okay, you probably won't need it. This could be clothing, this could be shoes that you don't really like. Okay, this could be gadgets and things. Yeah, all right. 3 months. Okay, some people put it like 1 month. Me myself, 3 months. Okay, some people is 1 month, some is 2 months. It depends. All right. So what you can do is, you find all the things and you sell them pre-loved to the pre-loved market. Either you could sell them on eBay, you could sell them on Lazada, Shopee, or even Carousel. Okay, of course, obviously my favorite, Carousel. Usually I list items there, and within 1 to 2 hours, there's already people asking about it. All right. Okay. So that is all the tips I have for you guys. You know, to conclude, when we think about money, the most important thing is don't follow don't follow the social flow of money. Okay, so it means that, because sometimes people live, not to say people, this is putting it wrongly. When we open Instagram, we see people spending things on things. I mean, people spending on things, right? They buy new gadgets, they buy new things, and sometimes they love to, not to show off, but just to let others know, or sometimes they are happy. Sometimes it's not even related to even other people, because they're just happy and want to share something. They post it on Instagram or whatnot. So what I mean is that don't follow the social flow, is that always understand that what you need, okay, what you need is, most of the time, is not what other people need. Okay, you have to reassess what you really really truly need and want to buy, and not just follow the hype of it. Okay, people buy new iPhones, then you buy new iPhones. People buy new things, you buy new things. People buy brand new shoes, you still want to buy brand new shoes. So yeah, so that is the last thing I want to tell you guys. Just don't follow the social flow, just find your own flow, find what you really really need, and then think about it. Will you use it long term, and does it have purpose in your life before even buying it? All right, so that is all from me for today. Thank you so much for all of you guys who's tuning in with me. I really really appreciate it, guys. By the way, guys, here's a promo code you can use. Okay, promo code is Moneymalist30. Okay? Moneymalist30. Can I type there? Moneymalist30. You can go to the link here and use the promo code Moneymalist30 to get a free MyPF Premium Access and free consultation with a licensed financial plan. And also, guys, with the link just now, you can go watch all of my previous episodes of the Moneymalist. And guys, thank you so much for joining in, for tuning in. I appreciate your time. So until next time, I see you guys. Stay simple and stay true to your purpose. Bye, guys. Take care.